What's up, Saints fans? You hear that? Sounds like them snapping their 5-game losing streak. So what I want you to do right now is hit that subscribe button because we do subs for Saints dubs. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to celebrate the Saints' 30-9 victory over the New York Jets. This was a total team win from top to bottom. And when I was going back and I was looking at some of these past Saints games, I'm like, holy shit, this team hasn't won a game since October. Now that's really spooky. The good news is this. You are now 6-7. You took care of business up against the New York Jets. And what you guys are going to be seeing here on today's video, we're going to give out some grades. I'm going to give you some highlights, some lowlights of everything that ended up happening. We're going to hype up some of the MVPs on offense, on defense, and at the very end of today's show, I'm going to give you the most up-to-date NFL playoff picture. So Taysom Hill, 15 of 21, 175 yards. He got it done with his legs. I'll give you his numbers up here in a little bit. Kamara, welcome the hell back, man. 120 yards on the ground, a touchdown. They didn't really have to throw it through the air because the New York Jets, well, they weren't flying through the air themselves. So what I want to know from y'all, what is your one-word reaction to this Saints win? Let me know down in the comments. And for me, my one-word reaction was good. And it's kind of a simple word, but these are the type of games that you need to just play good or play well, hashtag English, to be able to come out on top. New Orleans from top to bottom, even with all their injuries, is a better team. And as long as you don't turn over the football, you should be able to come out with a victory here. But these shows are about y'all, so let me know down in the comments your one-word reaction to this Saints win. Let's look at the quarterback play here. 15 of 21, 175 yards. And if you're New Orleans, that's what you need out of this team. You got to rely on your great defense, your solid running game. And speaking of running game, if you can get this type of production from your running quarterback, 11 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns, along a 44, that's going to be tough to stop. Now, I'm not the biggest believer in Taysom Hill being able to throw the football, but we're talking about December football, and you're just getting beat up on the offensive line, or in terms of the Jets, you're getting beat up on the defensive line in the trenches. You got to try to stop Hill, and then you got to try to stop Alvin Kamara. Yeah, good freaking luck. So what I want you guys to do right now is grade Taysom Hill's performance up against the New York Jets. For those of you that have been out of school for a long time, A, B, C, D, or F. So A, it was great. B, good. C, average. D, bad. F, it was a fail. The grade that I'm going to give Taysom Hill is a B overall grade. He did just enough to pass, which is what you needed, but from the running game standpoint, no turnovers. I'm going to go ahead and give him a B grade. When you look at the overall offensive numbers up against the Jets, he scored 30 points, 344 total yards, 141 passing yards, 203 rushing yards, 0 giveaways. The most important number, minus the points, is the giveaways, because if New Orleans doesn't give the ball away, they're going to beat the Jets 9 out of 10 times. And anytime you can do that in the NFL, it's very impressive. Speaking of very impressive, if anybody forgot that Alvin Kamara was one of the best running backs in the National Football League, you hear that? It's time to wake the hell up, because this guy had 27 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown. One of the most do-it-all backs that you could ever look for. He's been banged up. He's had a few different injuries, but when he's out there on the field, he gives it his all. And the New York Jets, they had absolutely no answer for the running back out of Tennessee. Who was the top receiver? Nick Vannett, 3 catches, 44 yards. So this is just one of those opportunities where you're not going to see a lot of different types of numbers here. I mean, overall, Marquez Callaway, 2 for 34. Kamara had another 4 catches for 25. Traquan Smith, 3 for 33. You didn't need to throw the ball through the air. You know why? This game was in total control from the moment they said, all right, let's get it on. So who is the Saints offensive MVP, y'all? Let me know down in the comments. The only 2 answers that I am going to accept are Taysom Hill or Alvin Kamara, because, well, that's where your production came from. I'm going to give some love to Kamara, even though Hill did have 2 touchdowns. He was productive through the air and on the ground. I'm a big believer that the reason why they were so efficient was because of the running ability with Alvin Kamara. So that's going to be my vote. But again, you guys don't care about me. I want to hear from y'all. Now, if you're looking for an awesome deal because the holidays, it's right around the corner, and if for people down there in Louisiana that went to that Jets game, if you're feeling a little bit chilly, I mean, you can go get yourself a nice little hooded sweatshirt. Head on over to chatsports.com/Saints hoodie, where we got hoodies up to 50% off. Now, I will say this. It's not only just this hooded sweatshirt. We have so many different ones that you're going to be able to find awesome values. Hell, there's even hoodies there for less than $25. So if you need a stocking stuffer, if you need just an awesome gift for a Saints fan in your life, all I ask you to do is check the link that you see down there below, chatsports.com/Saints hoodie. It's going to be in the comments, in the description. No excuses if you don't get yourself a hoodie. All right, what about the Saints defense? And this defense was looking real strong. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about a real stiff performance there on defense. Gave up only 9 points, 256 total yards, 178 through the air, 78 on the ground. Sure, he didn't have any takeaways. Now, your top tackler was Demario Davis. He had himself 8 tackles and 1 pass breakup. I would go out and say some of the other guys that really stepped up, Quan Alexander, he had himself 2 sacks. Also, Carl Granderson, he had himself a sack as well. I was really impressed by the overall performance by the Saints defense, holding Zach Wilson. I mean, anytime you can hold an NFL quarterback to 19 of 42, that's pretty freaking bad. I get it. Wilson's a rookie. He's had some bad up and down games, and overall this Jets offense is not talented, but to still be able to hold anybody to 19 of 42 for 202 yards, I mean, that's very impressive. What about on the ground game, though? Michael Perine, he had 7 carries for 28 yards, couldn't really get the mojo going because for New Orleans and basically anybody going up against the Jets, and this is just a great coaching performance by Sean Payton and co., you stack the box, and you say, all right, Zach, try to throw it over our head. You can't do that? Good. We're going to stack the box. We're going to stop the running game. We're going to put some hands in your face, and that's going to really rattle your cage. And until you show us that you can beat us deep, that's what we're going to do. And the Saints just did that over and over and over again. And here you go. You got a 30-9 victory. I'll also say this. I bet the under in this game, which I was very, very happy about. So we talked about the offensive MVP, but the defense in general, they deserve a lot of love in this game too, and I get it. A lot of times you see 9 points, and people are like, oh, they're the Jets. In the NFL, man, anybody can win literally any single week. So who was the Saints' defensive MVP? I'm going to give a lot of love to just the entire unit as a whole. I really thought that they were able to step up, play a pretty solid game. Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, they had okay games themselves. But the defensive MVP for me, I'm going to give some love to Quan Alexander for 2 sacks, 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a QB hit. But you guys go ahead and let me know. So after this win, New Orleans, they were 5-7 coming into this game. And I made a video earlier in the week on this channel about the Saints making the playoffs. And I told y'all, hey, really watch that Atlanta-Carolina game. The Falcons, they came away with a win in that one. But now you're 6-7. And here's what the updated playoff picture is going to look like. Now, I do want to make this very, very clear. The moment that I am making this video, a lot of the other games going on in terms of the 425, 405 games are either at halftime or in the middle of the third quarter. But the team that you guys care about is New Orleans, sitting there with a 6-7 record. Philly's on a bye. Atlanta, they just got to win. Minnesota, they got to win all at 6-7. Washington, they lost at 6-7. Right now, the San Francisco 49ers are 6-6, and they are up 17-6 over the Cincinnati Bengals. But then you got some other games going on. Tampa Bay, they're up 24-3 over the Buffalo Bills. Don't worry. Another reason to subscribe, another reason to tune in to everything that we're doing around here is because we're going to keep you up to date and let you know what the playoff picture is going to look like for the New Orleans Saints the rest of the season.